Ladies and gentlemen, football fans across the globe, welcome back to Football Fever, your #1 home for raw football passion, high-octane analysis, and stories that keep your blood pumping. And today, we've got something massive. Buckle up, because this one's going to shake the football world. Luis Diaz, the Colombian magician, the winged warrior, the man who plays like every match is a final, has just signed for FC Barcelona. And listen closely, this might be the most electrifying winger to ever wear the legendary Blaugrana shirt. Yes, I said it. This isn't just another signing. This is a statement. A warning to La Liga. A wake-up call to Europe. The sleeping giant that is Barcelona has just added a jet engine to its front line, and his name is Luis Fernando Diaz. Today, right here on Football Fever, we're breaking down what makes him special, what he brings to the Catalan Giants, why this could be the best move of his career, and if he has what it takes to not just live up to the hype, but become a legend. Let's dive in. Transition to Diaz's journey. Luis Fernando Diaz. A name that once echoed through the streets of Barrancas, Colombia, now shaking the halls of the Camp Nou. From humble beginnings to European superstardom, Diaz's journey is nothing short of a football fairytale. At FC Porto, he exploded. At Liverpool, he thrived and proved himself on the biggest stages. Champions League nights, fierce Premier League battles, Diaz showed the world what he's made of. And now, the biggest challenge of all, Barcelona. But the question is, why Barcelona? And why now? Barcelona is rebuilding. Still reeling from the post-Messi era, still healing from financial wounds, still finding its identity. And what better way to fast-track that revival than by signing a player who embodies fight, fire, and flair? That's exactly what Luis Diaz brings to Barca. On what he adds to the team. Let's get into it. What does Luis Diaz actually offer? First, explosiveness. This man doesn't jog. He doesn't wait. He attacks. When he gets the ball, defenders panic. He's direct, aggressive, and fearless. He takes players on, opens up space, and creates total chaos in the final third. Barcelona have lacked that kind of directness. In recent seasons, the wings have been inconsistent. There's been technical talent, sure, but not that relentless threat that pins fullbacks deep and puts defenders on their heels. With Diaz, defenders don't get a breather. Ever. But that's not all. Diaz isn't just about flair, he brings intensity. He presses high, tracks back, and never stops running. He's a machine in human form. And in today's game, that work rate is gold. Under a high-energy system like the one Xavi or any modern Barca coach envisions, Luis Diaz is a perfect fit. You want players who fight for the badge? He does. You want someone who will leave everything on the pitch? He will. On-team fit and impact. Now let's visualize this. Luis Diaz on the left wing, Lamine Yamal on the right, and Robert Lewandowski down the middle. Or maybe Diaz on the left, Gavi playing inside, and Pedri pulling the strings behind. The combinations are mouth-watering. What makes Diaz so valuable is his ability to create space. His movement off the ball is elite. He drags defenders, opens up channels, and allows creative players to flourish. He's not just looking for glory, he makes the entire system better. That's the mark of a top-class player. And in the moments that matter, when the pressure is highest, Diaz has shown he can deliver. Cup finals, must-win games, hostile environments, he thrives on the big stage. Barcelona need that mentality. On his potential and room to grow. Now, let's talk potential. At 28, Diaz is entering his peak years. He's more experienced, smarter, and still physically at his prime. But what's exciting is that he still has levels to unlock. Under the right coaching staff, in a technical league like La Liga, surrounded by elite midfielders, we might see a new version of Diaz. Faster? Maybe. More clinical? Definitely. More mature in decision-making? Absolutely. At Football Fever, we believe this is the perfect storm, a player hitting his peak, joining a club desperate for identity, and playing in a system that matches his style. The question is, can he evolve from just a star into a franchise player? On consistency. Of course, no analysis is complete without the key question, can Luis Diaz be consistent? At Liverpool, he had brilliant moments, but injuries and form dips affected his rhythm. That's part of football. But when you look deeper, you see a player who always responds. Even when he's not scoring, he's impacting the game. Now with Barcelona, he'll get a fresh start. A clean slate. A system designed around his strengths. If he stays fit and gets regular minutes, expect double digits in goals and assists. More importantly, expect moments of magic. And you know what they say at Football Fever, form is temporary, but fire is permanent. And Luis Diaz plays with fire in his boots. Conclusion, hype build-up. So, is Luis Diaz the best winger to ever play at Barcelona? The names before him are legendary: Ronaldinho, Neymar, Figo, Henry. But here's the twist, none of them arrived during a crisis. They joined Barcelona in strength. Diaz is joining during reconstruction. And that means his impact might not just be measured in goals, but in legacy. If he helps lead this team back to titles, if he becomes the emotional heartbeat of this generation, he might not just be remembered as a great winger. He might be remembered as the face of the comeback. And that, my friends, is what makes this move special. We're not just witnessing a transfer. We're witnessing a story in the making. You've been watching Football Fever. Drop a like if you believe in Luis Diaz. Comment your predictions. Will he shine or struggle at Barcelona? And make sure to subscribe, because here at Football Fever, we bring the heat every single week. Until next time, stay passionate, stay proud, and always feel the fever. Let me know if you'd like a thumbnail title, image idea, or even a voiceover-style readout version of this.